Hey, welcome back everyone. I am Matt Larson, and today I'm coming at you guys with something a little bit different. If any of you guys have Facebook accounts out there, I'm sure you've ran into this at least 10 bazillion times on your news feed. What I'm talking about is the game Pokemon Go. Yes, Pokemon. The 1990s frenzy that kids my age now, my generation kids, played the heck out of it. I know for me, back in middle school and grade school and stuff like that, Pokemon was kind of going out of style at that point, for my generation at least. But when I was younger, man, I played cards with that all the time. I'd watch the show. I was a Pokemon fanboy, and eventually that started to fade away. But now with this game coming out, it kind of got that itch for me to want to check it out and see what everyone else was talking about, because it was all over my newsfeed. And so finally, about 4 days ago, I downloaded the game, which is free on Android and also for iOS. And I basically was a Pokemon noob. I had no idea what the game was about. Went online, checked out some reviews, and I just tried it. To be honest, it's fun. You kind of get some of the basics from the original Pokemon handheld games that I really enjoyed. Some things I don't like about it is there's no multiplayer. There's no ability to trade with your friends, something that you could do in the Game Boy version. I know I'm kind of geeking out right now. Outside of politics, I did enjoy video games when I was a lot younger. Don't have as much time for them now, but this is something that my wife can appreciate, because she would always try to get me to go out on walks. And I'm not necessarily a walker, not calling me lazy, but I don't enjoy walking around in circles and looking at the same things. But this actually is able to get me out of the house, because how it works is basically you can take your smartphone right here, and as long as you have some type of internet service along with GPS location, it uses that along with your clock. And it targets specifically where you're at and when you're there, and specific Pokemon will show up. And it's not the traditional battle with your own Pokemon that you've caught, where you try to catch them and weaken them. Basically, it's you against a Pokemon, and you try to hit it in the head with a Pokeball, and you catch it that way. Here are some downsides to this already, though, and some kind of crazy stories. There's already been a dead body found while a person was playing Pokemon Go, and also there was a news story that just came out where 4 people were creating Pokestops, and they were luring people in and robbing them. So yeah, we already got people trying to ruin the game that way. But I want to know, what are your guys' thoughts on this Pokemon Go? There are a ton of security and I guess just different privacy issues that have been addressed, because basically if you have iOS or a iPad, they can basically, and when I say they, the developers of this app can completely take over your Google accounts, whether it's your mail, your inbox, your sent box, anything that way. And they have control of your camera, because you use augmented reality, where basically you're walking around with your phone looking like an absolute nerd, and you are trying to catch a Pokemon, but it's in your real world is what you're seeing, but the Pokemon is there. So if you're in your kitchen, all of a sudden a Pikachu might pop up. If you're at work, all of a sudden a Bulbasaur might be walking down your hallway. You know it. It's a really interesting, novel idea on how they're getting people to go out and walk around and be active. But at the same time, it has created a lot of problems with people driving and playing Pokemon Go. People riding bike, and I can actually attest to this. My wife convinced me to walk to the local Dairy Queen to go get a sundae or some type of ice cream treat. Normally, I just ask, screw it, let's drive there. But it's like, you know what? Maybe I can walk there and see what's going on. And I found a couple Pokestops and some gyms. And I was walking with my hands out looking, because I just went to a local Pokestop and got some Pokeballs and whatever. And a guy riding on his bike with his iPad mounted to his bike turns around and goes, "Hey, you playing Pokemon Go?" And for a second, that embarrassed. I'm 27. 27-year-old guy walking around playing Pokemon Go. I'm like, yeah. But it's amazing on how many people of all ages are playing this game. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you have concerns with this game? Do you see a ton of potential in this game, or do you think that this game just stunk? Leave your comment and a text or video response down below. As always, I ask that you guys please thumbs up this video, share it with friends and family. If you're new to my videos, make sure you click that subscribe button so you might maybe get another update on this video and or any political topics that you'd like to hear more about as well. As always, I'm Matt Larson. Go Ron Paul. Peace.